If you've made it this far in the series, then you got a first look at the design of the all-new Hydrotimer. If you kept watching until the very end of the last episode, you may have also noticed that we gave you a brief taste of a colorful take on our new dive watch. Here's the good news. In this episode, I'm going to reveal all the color variants of the Hydrotimer and talk through each one of them. Not only will I reveal them, but I'm going to ask you to vote on which ones you would like to see us launch. So be sure to stick around for that. We wanted to create something that you don't have to think twice about. A staple, an icon, something you can keep going back to. It's fundamental, dependable, classic, purposeful. In season 1, we established our first icon. Now, we're working on creating our next icon. Before we get into the fun stuff, I'd like to give a quick recap of what we were trying to achieve and what the purpose of the Hydrotimer is. We know that the world doesn't need another dive watch. There are so many great ones to choose from, but how can we be a proper watch company and not have a robust dive watch? Our challenge wasn't to try and match or even beat the specs of other dive watches out there. There have been so many iterations, it's tough to say exactly what's better than the other. So when it came to a spec sheet, we threw in all the standard specs you would expect to see in a legitimate dive watch. High water resistance, great lume, glide lock bracelet class, etc. Our challenge was to look at raising the bar in other ways. It meant addressing practical scenarios that we as watch enthusiasts face and figuring out how to make it better. How do we provide long-lasting value that ultimately gives the customer a better quality of life with their watch? We identified 3 ingredients to this. The first is scratch resistance. The Hydrotimer will feature a scratch-resistant coating that measures at 1200 Vickers on the hardness scale. This means the entire watch is protected from those accidental bumps on a door or when the watch comes in contact with your desk as you're typing away. This also means you can enjoy the beautiful dual finishing of the polishing and the brushing without worrying about scratching it. Though it's not 100% scratch proof, it significantly increases the duration of that new look, which is something I think most of us would appreciate. The second is movement regulation. The Hydrotimer features a Miyota 9039 movement that is regulated by us in the US to an accuracy of at least plus or minus 5 seconds per day. And that's in 6 positions. The 9000 series of Miyota movements is well respected in the industry due to its reliability, serviceability, and overall quality. In many cases, it's preferred even over Swiss movements. The general accuracy of the 9039 is around minus 10 to plus 30 seconds per day. We decided to take the extra step and tune it to near cost accuracy. For added accuracy, our movements are regulated after it's assembled into the case. The difference is that the accuracy can be thrown off during transit or any other variables if it's regulated prior to installing the hands, the dial, the case, etc. Bottom line is that we supercharge the movement so that you have the most accurate watch possible for your daily wearing. The last ingredient is the fact that the Hydrotimer is assembled in the US. The truth is, the costs associated with setting it up domestically are significantly higher. However, our goal wasn't to create a better dive watch by a spec sheet. It was to create a dive watch that provided a better quality of watch life. In order to accomplish that, we felt that it was necessary to invest in the operations of American assembly so that we have final eyes on quality control before it's shipped to your front door. This also provides an overall better after-sales service so you have the comfort and assurance that we stand behind you during your experience with the watch. These were the key items that we felt were important to invest in to provide a better long-term experience with the Hydrotimer and the brand. Okay, by now you're probably wanting to move on to the fun part, so let's dive right into the part where you help us decide which Hydrotimers to launch with. We have 5 versions to show. The first 2 are set and decided upon, but we need help choosing 2 out of the remaining 3. So here we go. The first comes in a colorway that I feel is an instant classic. This would just go with anything and can go anywhere. The black dial features gilt indices and hands, which are generously filled with grade A BGW9. The bezel has a ceramic insert, which is also filled with superluminova, and the beige color ties really nicely with the gilt details on the dial. It really completes the package for an overall balanced design. The second colorway comes on a nice and clean white dial. The indices and hands on this one are gunmetal to contrast off the dial and provide better legibility. We then added warmth back into the composition by filling the dial details with grade A old radium lume that glows blue. This variant also features a black ceramic bezel with matching lume details. Okay, now this is the part where you get to pick the best two out of the following three. The first is a version that comes in our signature Jack Mason navy. The yellow and navy dial combination throws off a beautiful nautical mood that says, I can wear this on the deck or on the weekends during my errands. The key feature of this colorful series is the fully lumed sapphire bezel that will light up like a torch. This comes on our signature navy FKM Tropic strap. The second colorway is our seafoam dial color, so we had to carry this through in a fresh way that makes this the absolute perfect summer vacation watch. The indices and hands are gunmetal to add contrast against the seafoam for a more dynamic read. Topped off with generous amounts of BGW9, I don't know how we'll be able to keep our eyes off this colorway. This variant comes on a black FKM Tropic strap. The third colorway is our Stormtrooper variant. Black and white is as simple and clean as it gets, and I love the idea that the blue lume will cast a nice cool and icy glow throughout the watch. This variant comes on a light gray FKM Tropic strap. While a pure white strap would have been nice, there is a risk of yellowing over time and getting dirty, so to avoid that altogether, the strap has a very light tint of gray, but for all intents and purposes, it's pretty much white. Okay, there you have it. As a reminder, the first two colorways are set. We just need your help in deciding which two out of the last three to go forward with. You can cast your votes in the provided link below. We received such a high participation rate in our last color poll with the Hydrotimer, it was important for us to reach back out to y'all and help us decide once again. Thank you for your help, and please don't forget to subscribe, as next week's episode will be the full unboxing of the all-new Hydrotimer. You won't want to miss it. Thanks, y'all.